Welcome to this online lecture on harmonics monitoring and control by Professor Tanuja Indati from Electrical Engineering Department, KK Wagh Institute of Engineering, Education and Research, Nasik. This is a part of 7th semester Electrical Engineering course, Elective 1, which is Power Quality. These are the course objectives given in the university syllabus, and this is part of Unit 5. For this lecture, we have objectives to understand the importance of harmonic monitoring, learn the principles of harmonic control, which will include 3 ways: reducing the harmonic current, modifying system response and filtering, and also understand the harmonic study procedure. We have already understood what the harmonics are and what are the different effects of these harmonics on the equipment which is connected in the system. Now there are 3 common causes of the harmonic problems: that since the non-linear loads are large in number, the source of harmonic currents is too great, the path in which the currents flow is too long electrically, and it results in either high voltage distortion or telephone interference. And third cause is the response of the system magnifies one or more harmonics to a greater degree than can be tolerated. Now this can happen because of number of sources which are feeding, and if they are getting magnified, they can increase in their particular harmonic can show increase. Now if we observe, this is just a recap what the harmonics do. The basic sinusoidal form of voltage or current gets mixed with the frequencies which are higher, which are integer multiples of the input frequency, and the sinusoidal waveform changes to this distorted form, and so voltages or currents in the system take this nature, which we call as harmonics. Now there are various effects of these higher frequencies which are given to the equipment in the form of current, which may be the currents drawn from a sinusoidal source, or it may be currents because of non-sinusoidal or distorted voltage which is given at the input end of the equipment. So linear as well as non-linear, both the equipments, both the types of loads will start drawing currents which are full of harmonics. The basic options for controlling these harmonics. There are 3 ways again. We can reduce the harmonic currents produced by the load. We can have filters added to siphon the harmonic currents of the system, block the currents from entering the system, or supply the harmonic currents locally. There are 3 different ways of either diverting the currents away, block them from entering the system, or supply the harmonic currents locally. And the third way is modify the frequency response of the system by filters, inductors or capacitors. So these are 3 principles of controlling harmonics. Now reducing harmonic currents in loads. As we already said that linear as well as non-linear loads start drawing harmonic currents. Sometimes the linear equipment changes its behavior, like for example overexcited transformer can start operating like a non-linear load and then harmonics are generated. So for controlling, for reducing the harmonics, we can check the overexcited transformer can be brought back into normal operation where it becomes linear and harmonics are reduced. Arcing devices and most electronic power converters are locked into their designed characteristics, so that there is a control of harmonics which are generated as characteristic harmonics. The PWM drives that charge the DC bus capacitor directly from the line can be added with a line reactor. Now line reactor or a transformer in series. So this can have significant reduction in harmonics. It acts like a series component which controls the variations, or high frequency components of currents can be filtered out. and it also provides a transient protection benefit. So series inductor gives these two benefits. The transformer connections can be employed to reduce harmonic currents in three-phase systems. Like phase shifting half of the 6 pulse power converters in a plant load by 30 degrees. Now this we have already studied, that two 6 pulse converters can be connected with a converter with 30 degrees phase shift, and the output generated can appear like a 12 pulse output. We are aware that as the pulse number in the output increases, then the ripple content reduces, or in a way it gives lower frequencies and so harmonics. And so this gets 6 pulse to 12 pulse converter can give converter characteristic. Like for 6 pulse we have 5th and 7th harmonic generated as a dominant. When it converts itself into 12 pulse, it starts giving 11th and 13th order harmonic as the dominant one, and the lower order harmonics, which are more harmful, automatically get reduced. So converting it by having a phase shifting, we can convert 6 pulse to 12 pulse and we can have reduction of harmonic. Similarly, delta connected transformers can block the flow of zero sequence harmonics, which we call as triplets, from the line. Zigzag and grounding transformers can shunt the triplets of the line, and so we can avoid the generation of harmonics, or we can reduce the harmonic content by these various ways. Proper purchasing specifications for new equipment. This is one more added line, because if we have appropriate specifications, then we can get an equipment which will not be generating those many harmonic currents in the line. The second option is filtering. First option is that we will not allow more harmonics to be generated, and if we can control, we will try to control it at the end where it is generated. The second option is filtering, where we can have two options, shunt and series filters. The shunt filter works by short circuiting harmonic currents as close to the source of distortion as practical, and this is most common type of filtering applied because it also gives load power factor correction. The commonly available shunt filters is in the form of capacitors, which we use for power factor correction. So it gives two advantages. It gives filtering effect for the harmonic currents. We are aware that the capacitors, they attract all higher frequency currents. It acts like a sink for harmonic currents, and so it filters the higher frequency currents, and it also gives power factor correction. The second type of filter is series filter, that blocks the harmonic currents because this is connected in series and it is a parallel tuned circuit that offers a high impedance to harmonic currents. So as it is difficult to insulate and the load voltage is very distorted, it is not very often used. One common application is in the neutral of a grounded Y capacitor to block the flow of triplet harmonics while still remaining a good ground at fundamental frequency. This is a typical application of the series filter. These are the passive filters which we have discussed. Active as well as passive filters are used, and active filters work by electronically supplying the harmonic component of the current into a nonlinear load. So active filters are actually generating the opposing component of the frequency or harmonic order which we are trying to filter out, and it becomes a cancellation by having opposite polarity, same frequency, a harmonic component generated by the active filter, and so it can be instantaneously cancelling the harmonic effect. The third way of controlling harmonics is modifying the system frequency response. Now we are aware that the system has impedances, and for power flow we can have that reactance of the system controlled so that 1 pu voltage can be maintained throughout the line. And so control of system reactance, in a way the frequency response can be modified in case we try to modify the reactance by addition of some reactor or shunt component in the form of capacitor. So for this we can add a shunt filter by which this system configuration will be modified. Second is, we can add a reactor to detune the system. The reactor must be added between shunt power factor correction capacitor and the supply system source to avoid harmful resonances. Now we are aware that whenever we are having L and C components connected at particular varying frequencies, they can form resonances. And so to avoid this, we must have appropriate values of L and C components selected to avoid these harmful resonances. One method is to simply put a reactor in series with a capacitor to move the system resonance without actually tuning the capacitor to create a filter. And another is to add a reactance in the line. The third option is change the capacitor size. This is often one of the least expensive options for both utilities and industrial customers, because we have to only change the capacitor size, by which the reactance offered will be changed and it will change the frequency response. Move a capacitor to a point on the system with a different short circuit impedance or higher losses. Now this is another option for utilities. When a new bank causes telephone interference, it moves the capacitor bank to another branch of the feeder and it may resolve the problem. And the last option is remove the capacitor, because the capacitors act as sinks for high frequency harmonic currents. Many times these capacitors attract harmonics which are generated elsewhere in the circuit, and it may be causing problem to the loads which are connected where the capacitor is connected, even when the load is not producing harmonics itself. So because of the flow of harmonic currents from rest of the network towards this capacitor may cause problem for the load connected at this end. In that case, removal of that capacitor also can simply stop the problem of harmonic current circulation, and instead of by removing the capacitor, we can accept the higher losses, lower voltage and power factor penalty, because these capacitors are mainly connected for improving the power factor, and they are used for locally giving the reactive power compensation. So when there are problems arising because of this capacitor, it is the simple solution of removing the capacitor, because of which power factor penalty may be required to be paid or accept higher losses and lower voltage. So this is a compromise between two difficulties. Okay, so this is the last option. Now while doing harmonic studies, it becomes important in characterizing and understanding the extent of harmonic problems. Harmonic studies are often performed for finding a solution to the existing harmonic problem. So it may be after the problem has been noticed. It may be installing large capacitor banks on utility distribution systems or industrial power systems, so that first the harmonic evaluation or study is done and then the capacitor banks are installed. Installing large nonlinear devices or loads. So previous operating condition of the system with harmonic study is done, and then if we, in case we have to install a large nonlinear device or load, its effect on operation of that part of the network can be first studied, and then it can be decided by doing appropriate study and checking with the standards which are available whether this much harmonic content, which may be increasing because of large nonlinear devices, whether it is in the permissible limits or not. So for that, harmonic studies are very important. This is also done while designing a harmonic filter. For correctly designing the harmonic filter for filtering out particular order harmonic content and converting a power factor capacitor bank to a harmonic filter. So when we are installing a power factor correction capacitor, if it can be also used as a harmonic filter, first we need to understand which order harmonic we are interested in filtering out, and accordingly this capacitor value should be chosen by checking how much power factor correction it can provide as well as work as a harmonic filter. So harmonic studies come very handy when in all these cases. The harmonic studies provide a means to evaluate various possible solutions and their effectiveness under a wide range of conditions before implementing a final solution. So there are number of options. After the harmonic studies, we can have number of options, and then we can, checking the effectiveness, we can choose the right option. There is a procedure which is followed for harmonic study. That first we have to determine the objectives of the study, that for what purpose we are going for this harmonic evaluation, that must be known. If the system is complex, make a pre-measurement computer simulation based on the best information available. So it gives a guideline about what are the probable ranges or orders of harmonics which may be produced because of a particular combination of equipment in a particular industrial setup. And before we go for any measurements for harmonic study, to check at what location that those harmonics must be measured, and what is the order of harmonic which would be present. For that, the settings and the duration for which it should be studied, all these can be decided after checking the simulation results. Make measurements of the existing harmonic conditions, characterizing sources of harmonic currents and system bus voltage distortion. Now, there are number of loads which are acting together, and so it needs to be decided that for taking measurements of the existing harmonic condition, various harmonic current injections happening at different times or by different sources, and their characterizing it is their simultaneous operations on at a time, how much is the injection of harmonic currents and the system voltage distortion produced because of that. These measurements are required to be taken. Calibrate the computer model using the measurements. This is for the simulation model by putting actual measurement readings in that, and we can calibrate for correctness of the simulation model. Study the new circuit condition or existing problem. Now, in case we are trying to add any component in the system, it becomes necessary that after adding this component, the circuit conditions must be checked. Develop solutions. Like for then if it is diagnosed or realized that at a particular location, order of harmonic which needs to be controlled, for that what are the various solutions which are available, as we have seen already, that it is possible that we may divert those harmonic currents away from the load which is sensitive. It may be filtered out, or we can modify the reactance offered by that particular path, or we can change the configuration by changing the location of the capacitor which is connected. And so these different solutions can be checked. What are the impacts and effects which are seen by different solutions, and investigate possible adverse system interactions, that by taking a particular solution, like for example if we connect a capacitor as a filter, then it should not attract more harmonic currents and it should not form resonant condition with the system reactance. And so such adverse system interactions must be also checked beforehand. Check the sensitivity of the results to important variables. So when we are trying to give solution, it should not add to the problem, and so all these conditions are possible to be checked in simulation conditions. And then after the installation, once we take that solution, we actually go ahead with the installation of the proposed solution, like adding a filter. After that, again perform the monitoring to verify the correct operation of the system. That once we install all the filters, it is for ensuring that whatever was predicted by the simulation results, whether in practice by installation the problem is getting rectified and it is not adding to any system interactions. So that verification is required to be done after installation. So this is a complete procedure for when harmonic study is done and for what objective the harmonic study is done, and after giving solution the complete procedure is seen when we verify that the given solution is appropriate. For this lecture, I have used this reference material which is suggested in the syllabus, and we have completed this lecture. Thank you.